Okay, so happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, New Year's, whatever the hell. It's been insane around here, so my lack of videos and my lack of makeup, my apologies. I do have a whole video filmed that I will upload very soon. I'm not sure if that will go up before or after this video. Either way, that is coming for your viewing pleasure. I'm making this video right now because I have something on my mind, and even though it's like 6:30 in the freaking morning, I really want to talk about it, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to be titling this video, but whatever I title it will probably give you some indication as to what I will be talking about. I don't know if it will be referencing the desperate need for a lifestyle change or just goals in 2015. I don't really know, but I'm going to be talking about some desperate changes that I need to make, or changes that I desperately need to make, however you want to put it. So let me kind of start from a crucial turning point for me in my mind. In 2014, I really wanted to buy a new computer. I really wanted to buy a new computer. It was something that I felt was a necessity and something that I really needed to do, especially because my computer is a piece of shit, for lack of a better term, and it is not really capable of doing a whole lot of things. Like, for example, uploading and editing videos is a serious workout for my computer. I'm not even joking. Even the crappy little editing program that I use, my computer does not run it very well. It is so bad. I can't bring in new programs on my computer. Basically, what is on there is what is on there. That's it. It's so bad. Moral of the story is that I will never again buy a computer for only a few $100. It's never going to happen again. That's not my point. My point is that I really wanted to buy a computer in 2014, and I had this goal that when The Sims 4 was released, I would buy a new computer. I had this goal all laid out for myself. I was all prepared to do it. It was going to happen. I was so certain of it, and then the fall rolled around and I was unable to afford a new computer. And when I looked back on the year of 2014, I thought that I had been doing so well with my money. I thought I was doing so well, and in some regards, I had done a little better than I previously had been doing. But for the most part, I really wasn't. And when I looked back on what I really spent the majority of my money on, it was makeup. I mean, there were other things, of course, you know, there were things that I had to buy, you know, there were groceries that I had to buy, there were things that I had to do around my house that, you know, needed buying, there were different events, I needed clothes, you know, I needed whatever. Other things happened, but the majority of my money was spent on makeup. It was only within the past few days that I really looked back and thought about this, and it really dawned on me tonight, which is why I'm making this video right now, that even though the majority of my money was spent on makeup throughout the year, when I look at my collection of makeup right now, I'm looking at this one nail that just like went to hell. I don't know what happened to this. It just chipped and went completely to hell. I don't know. But when I look back on all the makeup that I bought, I realized that I don't have the majority of that anymore. And it's like, why did I even buy it in the first place? And I mean, the reason why I didn't keep it was because it was just sitting around collecting dust, and you know, what's the point in that either? But why did I bring it in the first place? And I'm not saying that I don't want to buy makeup anymore. I'm not saying that at all, because I think that, you know, buying something every now and then is, in my opinion, healthy. It's more healthy than it is unhealthy, to get something that you want every now and then. But to do that all the time and to do it to the extent that I had been doing it, that's not healthy. You know, I look around. Okay, let's do some real talk here, okay? Some real talk. Some real truthful, honest talk here. I look around amongst YouTubers, okay, particularly in the beauty community. And I'm not really criticizing here because I do understand it, you know, I certainly do. But I look around at how much we all shop, okay? I look around and it's honestly to a point where it's almost disturbing. You know, and again, I'm not really criticizing, it's just more of an observation where it's like, why are we buying so much makeup? And I certainly understand it because I like buying it. I like jumping on the bandwagon. I like buying the latest things. I like being able to talk to my, you know, makeup buddies on YouTube about different relevant makeup items. I really truly do. And I get that. But we're buying this stuff. And let's be honest, it's not cheap. I mean, even if you are, you know, wealthy or whatever and you have the money for it, it's still not a cheap purchase to go and buy a $50 eyeshadow palette every couple of weeks, you know, with the way these companies are releasing them. Like, that is not, it's not an inexpensive hobby, you know what I'm saying? And we're buying these things, and I'm not saying that we're not using them, but it is inconceivable to use this stuff at the rate that we're buying them. And I'm not even talking about using stuff up. You know what I mean? I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying, if you have, let's say, 30 eyeshadow palettes, there's only 31 days in a month. You know what I mean? And unless you're, like, even if you're using one of those palettes every single day in a month, you're still only using that palette 12 days out of the year. And let's not talk about buying more of them throughout the year. You know what I mean? It's just insane. It really is crazy when you think about it. And just now when I came up with that example, like, it is kind of sickening when I put it that way. Like, I mean, when you really think about that, I mean, I'm not saying that, like, we all have 30 eyeshadow palettes. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, it really is disturbing. I'm kind of tired of it. You know, I'm not tired of makeup. I'm not tired of the hobby of makeup. I'm not tired of doing my makeup. I'm not saying that, and I'm not tired of buying makeup. I'm just tired of buying it to the extent that I buy it. You know, I'm honestly even tired of watching haul videos. I get bored with them, you know? I get tired of all these new collections coming out. Like, all these companies, it feels like they're constantly putting out stuff, and financially, the majority of us, I'm sure, cannot keep up with it. And it's just, I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm to this point of feeling like it's unhealthy. You know, I mean, maybe it's not unhealthy for you, and that's fine, but for me, it is. When I have other things that, not even just need to buy, okay, because I have money to buy the things that I need to buy, but when there are other things that I want to buy, but I can't because I just feel this need to buy all this makeup, that is a problem. You know what I mean? It's a problem when the only real reason why I couldn't buy myself a computer this year, last year, whenever I upload this, is because I bought so much freaking makeup. When I really think about how much money I've spent on makeup, you know, I'll even be honest with you. I think that my breaking point you know, when I really started thinking about this was when I hit VIV Rouge. Okay, now, for those of you who don't know, and I don't even, you know what, I don't even know if I want to admit this, okay, because I don't know who's even watching this. It's, okay, you know what, I'm gonna say it. To hit VIB Rouge, you have to spend $1,000 at Sephora within a course of a year. Okay, or within the course of a year, whatever. That's a lot of money. Okay, and I don't think that we all really appreciate how much money that is, because I see so many people hitting VIB Rouge. And I'm not talking about like makeup artists, you know, I'm not talking about that, because that is their job, you know. They're getting a tax write-off on that stuff, you know what I mean? This is their employment. This is what's bringing their money in. You know what I'm saying? But for us little, you know, Joe Schmoes who are just doing this as a hobby, you know, we're not even like freelance makeup artists. We're not even like, I don't know, like that is a lot of money. I could even see if, like, myself, for example, I'm not even going to talk about anybody else here, okay? But for myself, for example, I could see if I had 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, okay? I have 20,000 subscribers, and my videos are all about makeup, and I review all this shit, and I am providing you with a service. And I go, and you know, part of my job on YouTube, is to go and buy this stuff so that I can review it for you. That would be excusable, but that's not what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'm a nobody here. Okay, I mean, I enjoy making my videos. It's something that I really enjoy doing. I have fun with it, but it's not bringing me any money. And I'm not saying that I want it to. I'm not saying that I'm asking for more subscribers and more views or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But all I'm saying is that I am not that person. You know what I mean? I'm not a person who can realistically support VIB Rouge for a hobby. I think that we all get to this point of just wanting to maintain that so that we can continue having the latest stuff. We can continue buying into these collections and feeding this addiction, because I think that that's really kind of what it comes down to, at least for some of us. And I just feel like, for what? To call it a collection has almost become like weird to me. You know, it's become really strange, because like a collection is something that you just like display and you look at. It's making it sound like you're not really using it. And in my mind, at least for the most part, makeup is there to be used. You know what I mean? I mean, there are certain things, certainly, that can be, you know, on collector status. Like, I have the Muppets palette from the Bomb because I love the Muppets, and that to me is a collector's item. But to call a Maybelline lipstick a part of your collection is just strange. I'm just tired of living this type of obsession with makeup. You know what I mean? I'm not done buying makeup. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna, you know, buy makeup anymore, but I had been watching Pink So Foxy's old videos about, like, you know, with her Makeout 2013 and stuff, and I was thinking that maybe I would do something along those lines, because, you know, I don't like the idea of doing, like, a no-buy. Because I think that by doing a no-buy, you are totally setting yourself up for a disaster doing that. Because, I mean, like I had said earlier, I think that it's it's healthy to buy something that you want every now and then. You know, I think that it's unhealthy to just completely shut yourself off from buying things altogether, you know? But that doesn't give me the okay to go and spend $300 at Sephora just because, you know what I mean? I think that I will be setting myself up with something like, you know, Make Out 2015 or something, you know? Just to give myself some guidelines and to give myself, you know, like just a limit is basically what I'm saying. To give myself a limit on how many things that I can buy within 2015 or something like that. Anyway, so I just wanted to talk to you guys about this because I felt that hopefully maybe some of you understand where I'm coming from, that this has gotten to be an issue. You know, it's gotten to be an issue. It's okay to enjoy things. It's not okay for other things to suffer because of it. I will talk to you guys later. Ta-ta.